Hello, my name is Sammy. It's been a while since I've been on here, like a hot almost year, I'm pretty sure. But if you're new here, my name's Sammy. I do makeup videos like every other person on YouTube. Yeah, like I said, it's been a while. I'm not gonna go into detail about it. I actually filmed a video of me doing my makeup, going into detail about all the stuff that has been going on, why I've been away. But then I started editing it, and one, the audio was just messed up. Used a totally different camera than I usually do. And two, I was just like, I don't feel like explaining myself anymore, because that's like the fourth comeback I've had. So I thought today, instead of doing that, full face of makeup I used to use, or like, I don't know what it's called, but that trend where all the beauty gurus were doing makeup that they used to use a long time ago. So I thought I would do that. Yeah, if you wanna, subscribe, that'd be awesome. If you're new here, go ahead and like the video, comment down below. Yeah, if you wanna keep on watching, just keep on watching. Okay, so the first product that I would use on my skin, which I never use these type of products anymore, I just skip the whole step because I think it's kind of a waste of money and it doesn't do anything. But this is a really bougie, I don't know why I bought it, product. It is, how do you say that? The Saint Laurent Touchy Clot Primer. Now, this primer is $52, and that is a lot of money for a primer that does nothing. But when I was a wee little tot, I thought, oh, it has gold in it. That's cute. I was like, I'll use it. First of all, it smells like motor oil or like gasoline. I don't know if it's just old or what, but it doesn't smell great at all. And first of all, it doesn't really do anything. Like, the only primer I have used that actually does something is the Benefit Professional. And I'm honestly tempted to get it again, but I noticed when I would use it on my nose, foundation would kind of just rub off. And like, this one doesn't do that, but it makes my face kind of feel like an oil slick. And I don't even remember if it, yeah, my pores are still huge, so I don't know what it does. Like, I get it's kind of like a layer of protection for your skin, but like, most of the foundations I use, like, they're good for my skin, so I don't think that necessarily matters for me. Like, maybe other people, I get why they use primer, but I don't use this anymore. This is my first time using it in, like, I think a year. Moving on to foundation, I actually forgot I had this foundation, and this used to be my ride or die, mainly because it was the only one I had. Couldn't afford anything else. Actually, I could, but like, I don't know. I was weird about buying foundation at the time. Like, I only liked buying eyeshadow palettes, but now it's all about foundation. If I could, I would buy a new foundation every single day. I want to try them all. But this foundation is the Makeup Forever foundation, the liquid one, not the stick. I was scared of stick foundation starting out. I don't know how old this is. Has to be like 2 years old, but like, I put it on my hand, swatched it, put it on my skin. It feels fine. So yeah, I think it's okay. The way I would apply this, I would do like a generous amount, maybe like 3 pumps. First of all, I don't even think it's my shade, because when I first got matched, I used to think getting yourself matched at Sephora was 100% accurate. Now I know it's 100% not. Like, sometimes you can get away with it, but sometimes, like, no, it's not gonna work. But I used to use a beauty blender. I don't have beauty blenders anymore. Well, I do. I have one, but it is disgusting, so when I saw it, I threw it out. It had like a hair coming out of it. I don't know. It was gross. Like, Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks are quaking. Yeah, I'm using the Morphe one, which I actually don't really like, but since I bought it, I feel like I should use it. The only reason I don't like it is like this side. Like, it makes indentions on your foundation. When I first started, I would apply all foundation. I would use the sponge for literally everything that you could use a sponge for. Now I apply it with like a brush because, I don't know, I feel like you get a better distribution of product and a better application. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am an amateur. Oh, wait. I think this is my exact shade. I don't know if you can see that. I don't even know if this foundation is like matte or what. But I think when I first started, I would go for the matte foundations. Now I'm kind of like a luminous hoe, I guess. I love all things luminous. But y'all, foundation don't look that bad. I might start using this again. Like, I've wanted to use it, but I've been scared because I don't know how old it is. It looks cute. I like it. Next product is concealer, but I actually had two that I would use. I don't know which one I bought first, but it's the NYX, the HD one. This is actually, if I remember correctly, it's actually really good. And then I think my all-time favorite drugstore concealer is definitely the Age Rewind. This one's like empty because I would use so much of it because it's so much fun to apply. But I think we're going to go in with like maybe a little bit of both. I think I'll use this for brightening because it's actually really light. Now, again, I don't know how old this is, so I'm just going to go in. Oh, I shouldn't be using this. You know what? Oh well. It's coming right off my face anyway. Oh. What the heck? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna dab it on then. Grab another concealer for the rest of my face. But what I would do, I grabbed the Naked Skin concealer. I actually really like this concealer. I just keep forgetting about it. Yeah, I usually use Tarte Shape Tape and Laura Mercier. I kind of combine those. I would go like the whole 9 yards with my concealer. I would put it straight down my nose, chin, Cupid's bow, oh god, and an overly excessive amount on my forehead. Like way too much, way too light. I looked horrible. I looked like Casper, like literally, by the time I was done. I would go in with the same sponge. I still do this. I go in with a sponge to do this because I just think it's the easiest. And I will just start blending away. Oh. Okay, I'm noticing this isn't as full coverage as I remember. I'll definitely still be using ones I used today. This Urban Decay one is so good. Like, I highly recommend this one. But like, I would use this kind of shade with this foundation. My chin, y'all. I don't know if you can see that, but my chin, it looks so ashy. Like, I look horrible. I'm not excited to blend that out. That is gonna not be fun. I'm just gonna try and do this quickly, because I'm already like 14 minutes in and I've barely done anything. I look so bad. This is going so good until the concealer. Setting powder I used to use, I told you it was the NYX, and then I moved on to the Laura Mercier, which is by far my favorite powder in the world. If you can afford a $40 setting powder, do it, because it is, I don't know what it is with that powder. It literally just melts into your skin. But I don't have that anymore because I can't afford it. I'm not going to spend $40 on a powder anymore. So the powder I use now is the Maybelline Fit Me, which I don't even use this powder anymore. Not because I don't think it's amazing, but because, I don't know, my skin is so different now. I used to be able to like bake my under eyes like crazy, which I'm going to do right now because that's what I used to do, and I'm terrified to do that. So, let's jump in. I would go on with too much powder and just, I wouldn't even like pounce it into my skin. I would put an overly unnecessary amount of powder under my eyes, and I would be like, I'm baking. No, I'm not baking. I am ruining my skin. My skin would be so like textured. Oh, I would set my whole face too with powder, which I don't do now at all. I'm actually terrified to do that, but we're gonna do it. I don't like this. Like, if I do set my face, I use something like Rimmel Stay Matte, and I kind of just lightly dust it over everything. I never set my whole face anymore because I end up looking like, I just look so textured and gross. I don't know, maybe I'll look good doing this. I don't know. I think I have a powder puff somewhere. Let me try and find it. I actually found the powder puff that I would use. It's the Laura Mercier one. I would go crazy with this. This is gonna make a huge mess. I'm gonna regret this. I would put it in the little cap, put my little fingers in here, you know, 3 fingers because it's huge. Then I would just dip it in I feel like this is like a Patrick Star moment, and I am terrified to do this. I would just slap the shit out of my face. Literally. I don't know why. I would go everywhere with it. Y'all, I look like chalk. Oh my god, I'm so pale. Why did I think this was okay? The Laura Mercier one doesn't have a huge tint like this one does, so it looked a little different. But it'd be so much powder that I would have a white cast. And Laura Mercier does not leave a white cast. There's powder literally everywhere. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro No. 2 brush and just dust it all off. Yeah, this has made my foundation like 4 or 5 shades darker, or lighter. Like, I look like John McClane, but not in a good way. Like, my skin just looks unhealthy. This is so, like, caked on, too. Oh, my skin looks horrible. Like, this is all, like... What the heck? I look so bad. I was doing this to myself. Like, I was abusing myself. This is bad, y'all. Like, this is horrible. No matter how much... I'm literally scrubbing it. It won't come off. And this is what I did all the time. Like, every time I did my makeup. I feel like I'm gonna have so much flashback. This is definitely coming right off. Like my skin, I don't want to say it looks good, because it doesn't. My skin does not look good. It looks insanely cakey. My nose is tragic. I'm gonna move on. And believe it or not, I would put more powder down so that fallout wouldn't get on my under eyes, because I did not do my eyes first. Which I still don't do I will do my eyes first if it's like a crazy look. But back then I did not do my eyes first. So more powder. I am scared. I feel like Flashback Mary has just like, she lost her job. Like, I am taking over. Moving on to eyeshadow. The product I would use, which I still love today, I just never use it because I always forget I have it, is the Modern Renaissance palette. This is literally the palette that everyone has. Like, even if they don't use it, they still have it. Mine is a wreck. You can tell which shades I love the most. I actually know the look I would use to do. Sorry, there's powder all over my brush. For my transition, I would kind of take these 3 colors right here, just combine them all, and just run it, knock off the excess. These shadows are really powdery, so if you don't like that, you might not like this palette, but it's just such good like pigment and payoff that I can definitely look past it. Yeah, I'll just run that through my crease. I've had this palette for probably a year and a half, and the shades are still pigmented, still going strong. Like, they perform like the day I first bought this palette. Like, it's crazy. I have both of those blended out of my eyes now. Next, I would take Red Ochre. This is my favorite, probably my favorite red shadow of all time. It's like a reddish brown, and I would take that on the same brush I used for my transition. I was a cheap hoe. I would buy makeup and eyeshadow palettes, but I would not buy brushes. I probably had like 1 or 2 brushes that I would use on my eyes. And I would take that and kind of just start it on the outer corner, and then run it into the crease. Yeah, this was like if I wanted to look good, this was the look. This was the palette I would use. This is literally my favorite palette of all time. Like, I will hands down say that right now. Alright, and since that's kind of not that blended, you probably can't see that. I'll actually zoom you in a little bit. Why didn't I do that? Alright, it's not that blended right now, so I'll actually go back in with those 3 shades that I used for my transition, and I'll just go right over top of it to kind of like mush them all together, basically. Now that, like, you know, all the mattes are done, I move on to this gold shade right here. This is such a pretty gold. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's kind of like, I don't know if it's metallic. I really don't know. But I'll just take that with my middle finger right here. I will just put that all over my lid. Now, if I wanted it to be even more snatched, I would cut the crease. But, I didn't know how to do that when I first started makeup. I still am not the best at it, but I'm definitely better. And now that it's on there, I'll just take my brush, kind of go around it, and make sure it's blended. So there's no, like, harsh lines. Now we can dust away the millionth layer of powder, if it'll even come off. Now for my lower lash line, what I used to do for that, I would just take all 3 transitions and just zhuzh them down there. Oh my god, y'all, I look dead. Like, I look casket fucking ready. This is bad. Moving on to the inner corner highlight, I will take that Vermeer shade. It's kind of like stained with all the mattes in there because it's so powdery. That's the only thing I don't like about this palette, is they kind of start mixing and it just looks bad. But I'll just take my pinky and kind of go in generously again, and I'll stick it on the inner corner and my brow bone. Alright, now that the eyes are done, I'm gonna zoom y'all back. Actually, I'll keep y'all zoomed in. Y'all can keep looking at my pretty face. Now on to contour. I did not know how to contour. Okay, so for contour, I would use a brush like this. It's a Real Techniques, I guess, like, angled brush. I don't know. And I would take, this is probably my favorite contour palette ever, but I don't really use contour shades anymore. I will just kind of go heavy-handed on the bronzer. But it's the Makeup Forever, or Makeup Forever. Literally, this is like 5 minutes of Sammy's makeup breaking. Anyway, it is the Makeup Revolution, the Ultra Contour Palette, and what I would do, I take that one, and I think that one, and kind of just mix them together on this brush that literally is so, like, it's such a densely packed brush that you can't blend. Like, you just can't. I'll knock off the excess. That was really loud, I'm sorry. And I'll just start going in. And sometimes I would take that darker shade if it didn't look good, or like if it didn't look snatched enough, and I would go in. Taking it all along the forehead. I wouldn't do like a heavy forehead contour because I think I had like bangs that would kind of cover it, so I didn't really care that much. But I would still do it even though you couldn't see it, because why? I don't know. And yeah, this brush doesn't really blend out. It kind of just places it there, and then that's it. Like, that's all it does. Bring on to this side. Same exact thing. Just doing literally a line, and then just going crazy with my hand. Okay, looking at this, like, not the worst I have ever looked, but it's still bad. And then I'll kind of just go up with the brush a little bit. And then for my nose, this, like, makes me cringe, thinking I used to do that, this. Because now I don't contour my nose. I think my nose looks weird when it's contoured. Because, like, if you can't see, it kind of has, like, a little bump right there. I don't know. Like, I love my nose. I love it to death. I think it's a decent nose. I just don't like contouring my nose because it just looks weird. So I'll just take this brush, pinch it, and go in with the contour shades. And just do this. I would go really heavy too. Like, looking at it, it doesn't look bad. Like, on camera, it doesn't look bad. In person, doesn't look that good. Yeah, so I don't like that. Even though I had a beard when I first started makeup, I would contour my jawline too. Kind of forgot about that, but I'm gonna do that now. I would contour my jawline even though you couldn't see it. Now, like, you're probably like, Sammy, that looks horrible. I know. I didn't know any better. I would watch tutorials, but for some reason I thought this was okay. Like, it's not. And then for something that's gonna make you cringe even more, I would use bronzer. Normal people use bronzer, right? But they probably get it for, you know, their right skin tone. I used Deep. Why? I don't know. This is literally the shade on this face. Like, what was I thinking? I think I would use like a brush like this, and I would just dip it in. Very heavy-handed because I didn't think this bronzer was pigmented enough, which I don't think it is. And I would just do that like you would do with any bronzer. Except this bronzer is meant for not my skin tone. I would go everywhere where I put the contour, kind of just go over it. Then I would go over my nose with it, you know, for even more contour. I would do my jawline and chin. And then, you know, that's it for this. It's really a travesty, or whatever the word is. Wow, I have 14 minutes left. I need to hurry up. So for highlight, which I don't know why I use this highlighter. It is so chalky and not good. So for highlight, I would use the KKW. Having a hard time focusing on that, but it's KKW. It is the light palette. I would kind of just mix the two shades. But what I would do first, and what you're not supposed to do at all, is I would spray my brush with setting spray, just drench the shit out of it, and then go in to my, like, look at that. That is so, like, powdery. Which I'm fine with powdery things, but, like, this is just chalky. Yeah, the reason why you're not supposed to go in first with a wet brush is because it can kind of disturb and ruin the product in the pan, but I didn't know that, so oh well. But, yeah, I would just... Okay, this eyeshadow look is actually really cute, just not the rest of the face. The only thing good about this is the eyeshadow. But I would just, take this and go crazy. Oh my god, this looks bad. It's kind of blinding, but it's also just like, I don't know, it kind of just sits on top of your skin. It doesn't really blend well in your skin. Even though I contoured my nose, I would kind of just counteract the whole thing and just do this. Like, crazy amounts. I loved a nose contour. Like, I wanted you to see my nose from miles away. I don't know why. I would do my Cupid's bow. I still highlight generally everywhere that I used to highlight. It's just, you know, I use shades that are good. And, like, you can kind of see, like, where the highlighter is just looking straight on. And you're not supposed to. You know, more nose highlight. And I would kind of do that. Alright, and to finish this amazing look, I didn't know how to do liquid lipstick. It scared me. So I would just take a gloss. This is the Morphe gloss, and what shade is this? Boho. I freaking love this gloss. Like, Morphe glosses, I feel like they do not get the respect that they deserve. They are so good. But I think I would use the Fenty one. That one's really good too, but I think it's too much money. But I would just go in with that on my lips. Oh, crap, I did not put on mascara. Okay, so the mascara I would use, which I still use today because it is the best mascara I think I've ever used, ever. It is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is the one with the diamonds on it. I think it's so cute. Yeah, like I said, I still use this. The only thing I don't like about this is that it's kind of wet. I don't really like that because it takes forever to dry down. I kind of like a more, like, drier formula. The Maybelline Big Shot, such a good mascara. Like, it's not really like this. It kind of just separates your mascara or your lashes more. It doesn't add volume. But I like this because it adds a shit ton of volume. So the way I do mascara and used to do, I'll kind of angle my head, like keep my head like this, but put my mirror like down here and just look down. And this actually, if you're not good at putting on mascara, this is a really good way to do it because it kind of, it keeps you from getting it on your lid. Sometimes. You still have to be, like, really careful. And now to finish off the look, I will just take some setting spray. This is the Morphe one. It is by far my favorite setting spray in the world. Like, all the other ones are kind of like they're good. Oh my god, my nose highlight is so distracting. Yeah. So, it's just really good. Like, it's such a fine mist. It's continuous. It's so good. It locks in your makeup all day, which I don't want this locked in, but I'm still gonna spray it. Oh, pray for me. I'm running out. Oh no. Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. This is the finished look. Overall, I look awful. The only thing I would use that I still don't use today is probably the Makeup Forever foundation. Again, don't know why I stopped using it. Maybe I found a foundation that I liked better, but I love this. This is such a good product. This will definitely get back into like my rotation of products. But yeah, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Like the video, that helps a lot too. I hope y'all keep watching me. I hope y'all are still there. If you are, if you're like one of the OGs, comment down below, say hi. I'll reply. I've replied to literally all the comments. I love talking to y'all. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Yeah, hope y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.